By the age of 88, Max Baer Jr. had little reason left to protect old myths. And for the first time he chose to speak honestly about the woman who stood at the center of his most famous chapter. Irene Ryan. To the public, she was Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. Sharp-tongued, warm-hearted, and endlessly lovable. But behind the scenes, Baer says, she was something far more complex and far more formidable. Born Maximilian Adalbert Baer Jr. in Oakland, California, in 1937, Max grew up under the shadow of a legendary name. His father, Max Baer Sr., was the heavyweight boxing champion of the world, a man whose power and fame filled every room he entered. That fame brought pressure, expectation, and constant public attention, while Max's mother, Mary Ellen Sullivan, worked quietly to keep the family grounded in discipline and compassion. From an early age, Max learned how demanding life could be when the spotlight never truly turns off. At Christian Brothers High School in Sacramento, he proved he was more than just a famous last name. He excelled in academics and sports, earning letters in 4 sports and winning the Sacramento Open Junior Golf Tournament twice. Later, at Santa Clara University, he balanced a business degree with a minor in philosophy, a pairing that would later shape both his creative and entrepreneurial instincts. Acting entered his life early, with a stage appearance in England in 1949. But it was television in the 1960s that turned him into a familiar face. Signed by Warner Brothers, he appeared in nearly every major TV western and drama of the era. Still, it was his role as Jethro Bodine on the Beverly Hillbillies that defined him. For nearly a decade, America laughed at Jethro's innocence and ambition, and Max Baer Jr. became a household name almost overnight. On that set, Irene Ryan ruled with quiet authority. Baer admits that, as a young and inexperienced actor, he found her intimidating. She had survived vaudeville, radio, film, and decades of disappointment before success finally came late in her life. She demanded preparation, honesty, and respect for the craft. If someone was lazy, she noticed. If someone was serious, she gave them everything she had. Baer says she could spot false acting instantly, and she had no patience for it. Yet away from the cameras, he saw a different woman. Ryan had a sharp, dark sense of humor and a surprising warmth when the work was done. She told stories of hardship, failed marriages, and years of financial struggle, and those experiences shaped her fierce professionalism. She understood how fleeting success could be, and she never took it for granted. Baer also acknowledges that tensions existed on set. Strong personalities clashed, and Ryan was fiercely protective of her character. She knew Granny was not just comic relief, but the emotional backbone of the show. Looking back, Baer admits she was almost always right, even when others failed to see it at the time. Her death in 1971, shortly after the series ended, hit him hard. It felt like more than the loss of a co-star. It felt like the end of an era. In later years, Baer shifted away from acting, finding success as a producer, director, and businessman. But the lessons Irene Ryan taught him stayed with him for life. Now, as the last surviving regular cast member of the Beverly Hillbillies, Baer carries those memories alone. He remembers the friendships, the laughter, and the strength behind the smiles. His truth is simple and unsentimental. Irene Ryan was not just funny. She was tough, resilient, and earned every laugh she ever received. If you value stories that reveal the real people behind classic Hollywood legends, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon to stay connected with the untold truths that shaped television history.